Good evening everyone, for today's video I'll be showing you how to make some spooky cake truffles. Let's get to it.
Okay, so to do the cake truffles, what you're going to need is some sort of brownie mix. You could probably also try it with cake mix, but I'll be doing brownies. I'll be doing the King Arthur gluten-free ones. Let me see. There's any other warnings. It does have a processing on shared equipment warning. It does share on equipment with eggs, milk, soy, and coconut. So if you have those type of allergies, you might want to avoid this brand. Okay, so you're going to pour about half the box in here, and then you're going to add 6 tablespoons of melted butter. It takes about a minute to melt in the microwave. If you need it dairy-free, you could try using vegetable oil. And if you're trying to keep it soy-free and dairy-free, you could try maybe using olive oil and see if that works. You're going to stir this in if you want. After the melted butter is a little bit cool, you could throw in some chocolate morsels or sprinkles. You just don't want them to melt yet, so I'm going to give this a stir. What you want to do is you just want to grab it, sort of pack it into a bowl shape. You could decide how big or small you want them. You can easily double up this recipe and use the whole box. Just add more butter or vegetable oil or whatever liquid you're adding to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make them get nice and chilled in the refrigerator before I start decorating, because I'm going to be using melted chocolate, and I want the melted chocolate to sort of adhere to it as good as possible. So I'll make sure the cakes are nice and cold.
Okay, so we'll be coating this batch in white chocolate. This is the brand I use. It is soy-free and dairy-free as well as gluten-free. And it is melted in the microwave. It took about a minute and 30 seconds in my microwave. And I'm just going to do one coating. It is a little bit thinner, so you can't see the chocolate through it. So I might do a second coating just to make it a bit thicker and not as transparent. And I'll be turning these white chocolate covered ones into ghosts, mummies, and into spooky eyeballs. This batch I'll be doing in my dark chocolate morsels. Once again, microwaved it to melt the morsels, and I'm just going to dip it in using my fork. And these dark chocolate ones I'll be turning into my spiders. I'll be using black licorice for the legs, and the name brand of the chocolate morsels is right here, and this brand is very allergy friendly. And while the chocolate's still wet, I'm just adding my licorice to make the spider legs. The melted chocolate helps it stick, and the name of the brand of licorice I use is an allergy-friendly company. It's right here, and I just cut them into little strips to make the legs, and I'm going to let these chill. Now back to the white chocolate ones I was doing. I did do a second coating of white chocolate on them to make it a little bit thicker, and I'm going to make these into mummies and ghosts. So for the mummies, I'm just taking a fork and I'm swirling the white chocolate over it to sort of look like the bandages of a mummy. And then for the ghosts here, I'm just going to use what I had left over of the dark chocolate and this toothpick. I'm just going to do little just swirls for the black eyes and mouth of the ghosts. And I'm also going to just make it look like a little ghost face. You just use a toothpick, just drip it down, swirl about so it looks like eyes and a little spooky mouth. And then your ghosts are done. And I'm also going to add eyes to the mummies, doing the same exact thing. So like right where the swirls end, I'm just doing the drip. Sorry, I got cut off a little bit by the camera there. I'm basically just adding eyes to the mummy's face. And then next up, I will actually be doing the eyeballs. And for that, I'm just going to take my white chocolate and I'm going to add a little bit of food coloring. Use any type of coloring, blue or green. Basically, you're just going to do sort of the iris of the eye. And once you have the color, once again, I'm just going to basically just swirl the blue color into a circle on the top. And then to do the pupil, I'm either going to, you can either use a mini chocolate morsel, or you could just dab a little bit of the melted dark chocolate in the middle. You do want to do this as quick as possible while the chocolate's still a bit melty, because it can sort of harden as you're doing it. So you want to make sure it's nice and melty while you're decorating it. And as I zoom in on these ones, basically what I'm taking is the red food coloring and I'm just dropping it down the sides, using my toothpick to sort of spread it, and it gives it a sort of look of like blood vessels to make it more eyeball-like.
And at the end, this is what they could look like. You got your spooky ghost, you got your mummy, got your creepy crawly spider, and your eyeball.
You can use ready-made cookie and cake frosting mixes. I was just trying to keep this as allergy friendly as possible, so that's why I used the materials I did. I hope you enjoyed today's demo. I hope this inspired you with your own cake decorating ideas, but feel free to use your own imagination and have fun and really explore what you can do with these. It's a fun little treat to make. And until next time, I hope you all stay well and enjoy. Goodbye!